Viewers, the latest news about Ethiopia, Amhara, and Tigray region is that, viewers, according to the latest reports from several sources, there is still a heavy war in western Tigray and Abala city. In the previous video, I informed you that heavy fighting has been going on in Abala for the last 3 days, and there have been reports that this fight is still going on and heavy weapons are being used from both sides. And drones are also playing an important role in this war. It was due to which reports of deaths of many civilians are being received. And yet no one has published any report regarding the ongoing war in Abala city. And on the other hand, according to reports, clashes are also going on in many places in western Tigray. And there have been reports of victory from Tigray Defense Force sources at several locations in western Tigray. But in previous video, I informed you that on behalf of Oromo Liberation Army, it is claimed that Oromo Liberation Army has launched a massive operation against the Ethiopian army in the Oromia region. And reports have been received from Oromo Liberation Army sources that Oromo Liberation Army has completely destroyed the convoy of Ethiopian army in the Oromia region. And a video about it has also been shared, in which many of the destroyed vehicles of the Ethiopian army can be seen. And this video I will share with you at the end of this video. Because 3 people were killed and 6 other wounded when 3 oil tankers exploded in Abu Dhabi in a suspected drone attack claimed by Yemen's Houthi rebels on Monday, means today. And Abu Dhabi police said 3 fuel tanker trucks had exploded in the industrial Musafa area near storage facilities of oil firm ADNOC, and that a fire broke out at a construction site at Abu Dhabi International Airport. And police identified the dead as 2 Indian nationals and 1 Pakistani. It did not identify the wounded, whom it said suffered minor or moderate wounds. Its initial investigations found part of a small plane that could possibly be a drone at both sides that could have caused the explosion and the fire, the police said in a statement on state news agency WAM. And there was no significant damage from the incidents and a full investigation has been launched, the statement added. And meanwhile, the military spokesman of the Houthis, who are battling a military coalition led by Saudi Arabia and including the UAE, said the group had launched a military operation deep in the UAE. And more details would be announced in the coming hours, the spokesman said. And the UAE had largely scaled down its military presence in Yemen in 2019, but continues to hold sway through Yemeni forces it armed and trained. And the Houthis have used bomb-laden drones to launch crude and imprecise attacks at Saudi Arabia and the UAE. And the group has also launched missiles at Saudi airports, oil facilities and pipelines, as well as used booby-trapped boats for attacks on key shipping routes. And Yemen's government-aligned forces, aided by the UAE-backed Gants brigades and with help from Saudi air raids, reclaimed the entire southern province of Shabwa from the Houthis earlier this month and made advance in nearby Marib province. Viewers, on the other hand, President Biden spoke with his Ethiopian counterpart Abiy Ahmed about a possible window for peace in the long-running war in Tigray. At least 17 people, including women and children, were killed in an airstrike. And the strike on Monday came days after dozens more were killed after a drone opened fire on a refugee camp in Ethiopia's northern region of Tigray and highlighted the increasingly deadly role of armed drones, some supplied by American allies in a conflict that has badly destabilized Africa's second most populous country. And video from the aftermath of the strike on Friday, provided by aid workers, showed the charred bodies of women and children laid out on blue plastic sheeting bearing the United Nations logo. And on Monday, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said he was deeply concerned about the attack, which occurred hours after the Ethiopian government issued a call for national reconciliation. And at least 50 people had been killed. And Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed stoked hopes for a ceasefire on Friday with the release of prominent political prisoners, including a founding member of the Tigray People's Liberation Front, or TPLF, which Mr. Abiy's government has been fighting since November 2020. On Monday, in their first direct conversation as leaders, Mr. Biden called Mr. Abiy winner of the 2019 Nobel Peace Prize to urge him to accelerate progress toward a negotiated ceasefire and open up humanitarian access across the country. And the prisoner release and Mr. Abiy's call for a national dialogue present a moment of opportunity if the parties are willing and able to seize it. A senior administration official who spoke on condition of anonymity told reporters in a briefing about the conservation. Mr. Biden also expressed his concern about civilian deaths from airstrikes, but hours later, news filtered through of another attack. Missiles slammed into a flour mill in Ahmed Sabri in the Tigray region on Monday afternoon, killing at least 17 people and wounding dozens at worker with two organizations and local officials said. Witnesses reported seeing drone in the skies before the strike, and most of the dead were women who had gone to the mill to grenade, according to an international United Nations report cited by one aid worker. And the aid worker spoke on the condition of anonymity to avoid from Ethiopia, which expelled several UN and international aid officials last year and has detained numerous journalists, including a video journalist extradited to the Associated Press arrested last month. And Colonel Adane, a spokesman for the Ethiopian military, referred questions about their strikes to the Ethiopian government spokesman, who did not respond. A mediator appointed by the African Union, Obasanjo, a former president of Nigeria, flew into the Tigrayan capital Mekelle on Tuesday morning, two Western diplomatic sets. And hours later, gunfire ranged out across the city as Tigrayan anti-aircraft guns opened fire, apparently in reaction to drone circling overhead, an aid official in the city said. And the United States has repeatedly called on Eritrea, whose troops are fighting in Tigray in support of Mr. Abiy, to withdraw their forces, a call retreated by the senior American officials who briefed reports on Monday. So viewers, so far the latest update. Let's watch the video shared by Oromo Liberation Army of Ethiopian Convoy. Thanks for watching.